Hey friends, it's your buddy Keith, and I am here live again in the control room at the one and only world famous Essex Recording Studios, just outside London in Southend-on-Sea, England. And I've got one of the rarest, coolest, most expensive guitars that we've ever had here in the studio. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, click subscribe, come join our family on the internet. We've got almost 10,000 subscribers on the channel, like 200 and change away. So thanks for joining us. And if you want to buy this exact guitar, this one that we're looking at right here, you can head on over to the EssexRecordingStudios.com website, go to the for sale section, and you can buy it there. It's powered by Shopify, by Stripe Payments. We ship to any country in the world. And if you're an American buyer, you don't have to pay that annoying online internet sales tax that some sites like eBay and Reverb charge. But if you do want to buy this on eBay or Reverb, if that's where you prefer, you can buy it there too. Cool. So let's chat about this Gibson Byrdland. All right. This is a 1974 model. Built, let's see if you can see it here, in the legendary Kalamazoo factory. I'm going to try and get some more light there. We might have to move this around. Union made, baby. All right, made in Kalamazoo. You can kind of make it out there, but we'll get a better view of that label in a little bit. Now, the production numbers on this are pretty incredible. There's actually a very detailed list that I was able to find online because the main man at Gibson published the logbook for these. These were all built at Kalamazoo. There was 2,670 or 40. Can't remember. I'm doing all from memory, guys. 2640 or 2670 Byrdlands ever produced at Kalamazoo. 75% of them were sunburst models. So having the natural, factory natural finish here is quite rare. Only a quarter of them had that. Then they said 68% had the rounded Venetian cutaway. In the 60s, they changed to the sharper Florentine cutaway and then reverted back to the Venetian rounded cutaway that you see here. Now, for 1974, there were only six natural colored, this color, Byrdlands made. So this is one of six. And of those six, I don't know how many were Florentine. I don't know if any of them were, but obviously this is a very low production guitar, and these have always been very, very expensive. And one of the biggest reasons for that is the materials. This is Gibson showing off. It's the best of the best, creme de la creme. And probably the most expensive bit of material on this is the top, because you have a carved spruce arch top on this. This is all hand shaved, hand carved. Then it has to have individual bracing to match. You've got binding everywhere. You've got the very best quilted and flame maple sides, back, and neck. Can't wait to show you that, guys. You've got these beautiful kind of, looks like hand-hammered appointments here, the way the Byrdland is engraved there on the trapeze bridge. Mother of pearl everywhere. It's just the absolute very best of the best. Ebony fretboard. These inlays, by the way, they just, I mean, it's incredible. This is almost half a century old. We're in 2022 now, so in 2 years, this thing is half a century old, and the condition of it is, I don't think there's a better one in the world from this era in time. My God. The pickup covers have been replaced, but we've got the originals hiding in there, so don't you worry about that. We've got the witch's hat, I think they call this style. Volume and tone knobs. You've got your tortoiseshell pickguard there. And I'm going to take it out of its case now, because you got to see the flame finish and figuring on the back of this. All right. So I'm going to pull this out of its case. And we're going to get it under some proper lighting here, but you can already start to see you've got these, I think they call, are these the waffle backs? I don't know what they actually call this style back. It's not the waffle back, but has the original tuners on it. Beautiful. And I'm just going to lay it on this nice armrest and get this into the light so you can really see. I mean, look at the tiger stripe flaming on that. You've got the bee stinger. That's what they call this. Your serial number is there. You can see some lacquer checking and aging, which is completely normal. Serial number is 406. Is that 4068? Oh, no, excuse me. Is it an 8? Looks like 406851 or 406651, actually. 406651 with the Made in USA stamp. If it didn't have the Made in USA stamp, it would be a 60s model. So that's how we know it's a 70s model. Okay, now we get this. So you can see beautiful rings here, kind of book matched rings in the maple in the back. But then you've got this absolutely stunning flame finish, kind of quilted on the sides. Very 3D, very holographic look. If it wants to get in focus there. That is consistent all the way around the sides of the guitar. Very, very intense. On the back here, you can see, again, lots of flaming and quilting in the maple. And it all just depends on what angle you hit it at and how the lighting gets to it. So you can see the tiger stripes, based on how the lighting is here, has kind of faded on this side out, and then depending on the angle where we change, they reappear. As you can see, it's very, very cool. Okay, we'll put this. There you go. Look at that. That gives you a much better idea of what this is like. So when I talk about the 3D holographic effect, look in here. If you remember those old Magic Eye calendars you used to be able to get, look in here. Now watch what happens as I tilt the camera to the left. Boom. All of this flaming shows up. I tilt to the right, and it disappears like magic. Absolutely incredible, guys. And that's really, really cool. I mean, for it to be this intense from this era, they really took their time picking the best of the best woods. And you can see the top isn't just arched, the back is arched as well. That's all carved by hand. The phone doesn't want to get into focus. We've got a lot of neon lights and studio lights bouncing around here, so it's you'll have to bear with me. Sometimes the shots can get a little bit overexposed. So I'm just going to put it on this side now, so you see the condition from the other angle. And that's what's beautiful about this, is some guitars you get and like one side of the neck is flamed, but not the other. This is consistent all the way around. My God. Definitely the best looking one I have ever seen. This is the second Byrdland we've had. We had, I think it was an 89 before this custom order. These are very, very low production, very rare. Like we said, there's only 6 of these in 74. And the condition on this is incredible. It hasn't been used. It hasn't been abused. You know, this has not been like a tour gigged guitar. This thing has had a very, very gentle life. The marks you see on it, the crazing in the lacquer, there's some crazing in the black paint here. I see some crazing in the lacquer around the neck heel and around the sides. That's completely normal, guys. That's lacquer that is half a century old almost. And yes, if you get right up close to it, right underneath the bright shiny lights, you can see that. But in any normal environment, in any normal play, this thing looks like perfection, guys. You can't see that. It looks like $1,000,000. I also want to clarify too that like some of the lines in the grain, like there's a darker line here. That's not a split or a crack or anything. That's just, you know, there's a darker line here as well. That's just natural wood. All right. I mean, look how intense the quilted flame maple, whatever you want to call it. I say quilted when it's kind of like this. I say flame when it's very sharp, jagged tiger stripes. But this is stunning, guys. This is functional art at its very, very best. These guitars are the price of a low-end Rolex. And, you know, the fact that this is something you can play and use and have on display, and that this already has nearly half a century of collectability built into it, is pretty incredible, guys. Absolutely. Ted Nugent has made this model famous. He is probably its most notable player in modern times. I know he's a controversial figure, but that doesn't detract one bit from the guitar if you're not a personal fan of his. The Motor City Madman, the Motor City Rocker. Yeah, guys, it's not every day you get something like this, especially preserved in this kind of condition. So it's a real treat for me to be able to share this with you. Like I said, lighting is everything when it comes to the figuring and how, you know, now we've got it at a funky angle where the light is kind of not really hitting and bouncing off the edges. So you can see it, the quilting is and flaming is a little bit lighter, and the underneath rings are a little more pronounced. But then all you have to do is change your angle and change the way the light hits it. Like right now, this looks almost plain. But again, if you just put it directly under the light, well, now it's a totally different story. And that's what gives it its own character. You know, really, really special guitar, guys. Oh, man. Gives me goosebumps. It's not every day we can find something like this. And certainly not every day we can find something like this in this condition. The condition's incredible. One little thing to note, the pick guard seems a little bit loose. I noticed this. I don't know how it's supposed to be mounted. There's spaces for the screws. There's space there, and obviously the mount's here. But I just want to, you know, full disclosure on that. Other things to note, the inlays are incredible. The inlays haven't yellowed at all. Sometimes you'll see inlays and they'll crack. That is not the case with this. They are very, very vibrant, as are the ones on the headstock. But I'm blown away by that. Also, the fret nibs on the side, still intact, guys. Which means we're working with original frets here. Very rare to see, very unexpected. Look at that. For fret wear, virtually none, guys. Virtually none. I'm not seeing like any indentations at all. I think this is a case queen that's just been babied and barely played its whole life. Well, now we're part of this instrument's story and the next chapter in that life, and you, whoever ends up buying this, will be an even later chapter, further chapter of this instrument's life. I'm just trying to get this in focus too to show you. Look at the detail to the binding, how you have this black pinstriping there, and then you've got like double pinstripe purfling. I never know how to pronounce that. Is it purfling? But I'll say purfling. Purfling there. This is really just, again, Gibson going all out. If you're not familiar with the Byrdland name, it comes from the two original players that this guitar was designed for. It's kind of a mix of their two last names, surnames, which was, I think they said, was it Hank Garland and something, can't remember. Wikipedia. It's hard to keep all that knowledge in your head for a one-take video here on YouTube. There's a better shot of the Kalamazoo logo there, so you can see it's got the Kalamazoo Inc., Union Made, guarantees this instrument against faulty workmanship and materials. Model Byrdland, and you can kind of make it out there. Let me try and get this angle a bit better. Maybe if we get the light under it. Just trying to show you the Kalamazoo part at the bottom. There we go. I think we'll get it now. There, Gibson Inc. Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo, Michigan. I got it upside down for you, but we got there in the end. Cool. What an intact beauty. Great, guys. Well, I've got some highly detailed photos to upload on our website. If you want to make this yours, it's not going to be cheap because one of 6 with production numbers as low as they were, you're talking about 50s, 60s, 70s, across 3 decades. The Kalamazoo factory obviously doesn't exist anymore, and they only made about 600 of these, 600 and change in the natural finish, because they said 25% were natural finish, 75% were sunburst. And then of those, there's only 68% that were the Venetian cutaway, and then for this year, 6. That's it. That's how expensive and rare this guitar was. So, very cool. I wish I knew more about how it made its way to England, but I'm glad it did. I'm definitely glad it did. Cool, guys. I got to get going. I've got more videos to make. I've got some food waiting for me, too. I'm hungry. So I got to go eat. And if you stay tuned, we've got a lot of other cool Gibsons coming up. We've got an L5. Yes, a very gorgeous L5 from the same collection. And a few other surprises. So stick around. Stay tuned. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for clicking like. Leave your comments in the comment section. If you have more knowledge and info about this model, opinions, we'll hear it all, guys. And of course, if you want to buy it, EssexRecordingStudios.com. Follow us on all of our socials. It's at Essex Recording Studios. That's Instagram, Facebook. We're on Twitch now. We're on it all. I'll see you soon, guys. Lots of love. Take care. More guitar videos coming up after this.